Okay. What is going on, LBHT crew? B, what is going on?
Honestly, I was asleep about 20 minutes ago. Is what's going on. So,
I actually got off a little
man,
early and took my nap earlier, so I'm okay right now. I'm okay.
yeah.
What's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter /X, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching us, make sure you hit that like button, follow, all that good stuff. Share it out with your friends, families, and loved one. Okay. Also do that if you're listening to the audio podcast. Okay, which you can find on any podcast platform of your liking. All right. And make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Share this out because we are trying to grow on that side as well. All right. Who do we have in here? Who is here? Living Legend is first. Says lunch break hot take. Salute. Thanks for coming through. Our guy Bazel's in the house. Says, yo. What's up, Bazel? Thanks for coming through. We got our guy Urban in the house. Says last. You're not last. Okay. Appreciate you coming through. Just Aloe says, what's up, LBHT crew? I hope everyone is doing well. 4.5 mil for 1 year is all it would have taken to put us over the top. You talking about Tyler Boyd? Is that what you're talking about? I think that's what he got. He goes to Tennessee. Yeah. That would have been a good addition. I know that. Our guy Jeremy's in the house. Says, hey guys, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, Jeremy.
What's up, Jeremy?
We got our guy Killer in the house. Says, hola, Jose.
What's up,
and mucho gusto, Brodny. Thanks for coming through, man. MDT Sports is in the house. Hey guys, long time seeing. Yes. Shout out to you. Our guy Jay's in the house. Says, howdy to you, Jay. Salute to you. All right. And our guy Omar Tillman says, what's up, fellas in chat? Salute, Omar. Thanks for coming through. Always glad to see you. All right. Killer says he would go after Dalton Reisner. I mean, he ain't got much options at this point, man.
Yeah.
We got to make something happen. But we're going to talk about that. Look, we have entered the dead period, okay? I mean, there'll be one last little jolt of news after June 1st, okay? Maybe we get a couple of players and fill out our roster. Maybe we don't, but it's not going to be much news after that until training camp. It's pretty quiet right now, but we're going to discuss the updates that we do know. We're going to give our opinions on where the team is at as of right now. Okay. We react in real time. We're giving you our reaction to what the team is doing in real time. They can still make some moves, right? It's not the final product yet. So, don't worry about it. Our guy Mikey's in the house. Says, what's up, fellas? Zay, guess what I did today? I ate my lunch before my lunch break and then went on break.
Write his ass up.
I'm writing you up. That's a write-up. Oh, I got a story to tell you. There's always something fun going on at work, man. Me and Mikey shared some work stories. Mikey could do a whole series of stuff that happens at his job.
Maybe he should. Over on Open Mic with OTR Mike.
Yes, and make sure you subscribe. Mikey will be back very soon. All right, we got some things in the works, so go subscribe. Help get him to 500 subscribers. Also, while you guys are here, man, while you're shuffling in, go over to Ring Kings podcast. Okay, that's what me and B do with OTR Mike. All right, we just did something for the Canelo fight. We gotta do something for Inoue too, because for some odd reason that seems to be our core fan base. The Japanese fans don't love us, but they watch us. So go subscribe to both channels. We're very close to monetizing on both of them, so help us get over that hump. It would be greatly appreciated. And we give some good content over there as well. All right. Okay. Yes, like and subscribe, Tough Puppy. Hey, shout out to you, man. Thanks. Good to see you. All right. And Yolanda B's in the house. Ravens Talk with Yolanda, also a channel that you need to be subscribed to. And she's pumping out the content. She's doing her thing. Yes, shout out to Japan. All right. the Japanese fans love us. The Inoue fans, they just want us to worship him a little bit more. Okay, just a little bit more. Okay, we need to bow our heads a little bit more when we're showing so we show proper respect to Monster Inoue. He had a great performance. I was gonna say the other night, but it was the other morning for us. Yeah. All right.
Monday morning.
Yeah. So
all except the first round.
Just Alice says the Orioles. Oh no. What's no. Boo. We got nothing against the Orioles. We just don't do baseball talk around here.
So you gotta read the whole comment before you click on it, man.
I thought you clicked on that. I didn't know. It must have been an accident. Look, we give you guys baseball stories, but it has to be something like really going on. Yeah. All right. Ravens, Panthers.
He said it was about the Ravens, guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. We saw Orioles, and we immediately. I didn't do the emoji there. Just so you know, that was B. That was all B's plan. Okay, I didn't.
Man, just snitching. No, he wouldn't apply no pressure. Straight out the gate.
All right. He says the Orioles have moved their September 8th game to 12 p.m. People are speculating that it's to accommodate the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll know next Wednesday.
I say a little too late, Orioles.
Yeah, we remember.
We remember. And just Allo, you remember what they did after we won the Super Bowl. Disgusting. I'll never forgive them for that. Okay.
It's too late to bend the knee.
Yep, too late. That's funny. All right. So, we're gonna discuss what we can about the Ravens and the Panthers. All right, we're gonna be talking some NBA playoffs because there's definitely a changing of the guard. Some exciting stuff going down. We got our rookie of the year. We're gonna discuss his future. We're gonna be talking some WNBA. You guys need to be excited for it. It's going to be a very exciting. I think this is going to be the highest rated season we've ever had.
Absolutely.
Right? And we're going to get you guys hyped for it.
Chicago Sky looking good.
Our Chicago Sky.
My Chicago Sky. Don't be like that. There's 11 other teams, bro.
All right. There's a lot to discuss. But first, we like to start every show with a Black History fact. And B and Okole have a Black History fact for you.
Welcome to this week's Black History Fact. From 1924 to 1925, Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, was the site of student protests. The students were protesting against the university's president, Fayette McKenzie, who was known for his autocratic leadership style. He had imposed several restrictions on campus life, including discontinuing the school's publications, reducing funding for sports, and implementing a strict dress code for women. During this time, W.E.B. Du Bois, a leading figure in the African American community, visited the campus and delivered a speech to the graduating class. He openly criticized Mackenzie's policies, particularly his practice of having black female students perform at white men's clubs to raise funds for the university. Du Bois made a powerful statement during his speech, urging African American parents not to send their children to Fisk until Mackenzie was removed from his position, saying, quote, "Men and women of Black America, let no decent Negro send his child to Fisk until Fayette McKenzie goes." The student protests sparked a national conversation about the purpose of African American colleges and the rights of students. Despite attempts by the Board of Trustees to negotiate a compromise, Mackenzie refused to engage with the student leaders. In March 1925, he called in the police to quell the protest, but instead swayed public opinion in favor of the students. The sustained pressure from the students eventually led to Mackenzie's resignation in April 1926.
Muted yet again.
Sorry. Salute to Black History Fact. Salute to Fisk University. Shout out to our guy, Coach Evans. Okay. Make sure you subscribe to Sip to Tally Films. Look, when we actually got to subscribe places, I mean,
Go do it.
Go do it. Just do it. All right. But we really need you to subscribe over to our friend, Coach Evans, good friend of ours, right? He hosts the Ravens Roundup, where you see the whole Roundup crew, ourselves, OTR Mike, Hendo from the Road Pod, Chris Just Joking from the Deep Cover Podcast. We come together every Monday. That all happens because of Coach, okay? And it would mean a lot to us if you get him to 10,000 subscribers. He's less than 500 away. So most of you guys are subscribed over here, but if you're not, especially if you're new, after you subscribe over here, go over to Sip to Tally Films and subscribe. Let's get our brother to 10,000 subscribers. All right. Pay the bills. What's going on? Says all this talk about Clark and Reese, but no one talks about my girl, Pilly.
Mm-hmm. That's because she ain't Angel Reese and she ain't Camila Cardoso and she ain't going to be winning no titles. All right.
All right. We're gonna discuss it. Didn't Diane Nash go to Fisk?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Shout out to DDSQ. What's going on? Says my wife graduated from Fisk. Hey, salute. Says I went to Meharry, didn't skit of time on Fisk campus. Oh, okay. All right. Salute. Yes, Coach says please and thank you. That's right. All right. So what's going on with the Ravens and Panthers? Nothing. All right, that was fun. Let's Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we got to switch scenes.
It's nothing.
All right, it's football talk. We'll come up with something. Let's go. Let's go. You got to twist the scenes.
It was already gone. You didn't mute yourself. You can't just be talking.
I can. It wasn't going.
It was going.
On your side.
On everyone's side.
All right, man. All right. I'll replay the tape. You'll see it. Okay. Well, you won't see it. I'll see it. All right. So we gave you guys our draft grades. Okay. All right. We're starting with the Ravens. We gave you our draft grades.
There's nothing else on there, by the way, because there's nothing to talk about.
Well, we can talk about how Tyler Boyd signed with the Tennessee Titans and how we could have used Tyler Boyd here. Okay.
I mean, Tyler Boyd. I don't think they really missed out on much there. I don't think he's got a whole lot left, honestly. It would have been better than the nothing they're doing, sure, but I don't think it moves the needle significantly. Also, I feel like they should have done it just to avoid this groundswell of support that I'm seeing for Willie Snead to come back. And I want Ravens fans to be better than this. I don't want you to be abuse victims going back.
Who was talking about that?
I've seen a few people talking about it. Willie Snead himself, he said he needs to get back to the AFC North. And I'm like, bro, you've been done for 4 years?
Yeah, no, man, no. Yeah, Tyler Boyd doesn't move the needle that much, but I mean, let's be honest. Like right now, I don't want to talk about potential and what they could do. Who's a better receiver right now, Tyler Boyd or Rashee Bateman?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Rashee Bateman could have a breakout. We could say he gets open. Tyler Boyd has years and years of production that Rashee Bateman doesn't have.
But he's not bringing that production with him. That's the thing. Like that's all.
He's more productive last year.
Yeah,
and he was he was the third option.
He was the third option. Well, I mean, for a good chunk of the season, he was the second option because T. Higgins missed some time. He had 667 yards and a couple touchdowns, which, yeah, that's better than Bateman's best year. But again, that's a team that throws the ball a lot more.
Yeah.
And he's going into his year 30 season. I don't think there's a significant. I'm not saying he's not better. I don't think there's a significant difference between him and Rashad Bateman. But there is some Ravens news to talk about, since this isn't even Ravens news, since they didn't sign Tyler Boyd. There it is. Well, no, not yet. It's updating, but there it is.
Yes,
now.
Coach put it in the chat. I was about to bring it up. It says Lamar has lost 25 pounds. How do we feel about that?
I mean, look, if it gets him a little bit of his speed back, because he has lost a half step or so over the last couple of years, that's cool. But that shouldn't be something that is a story for the Ravens. It shouldn't be something that Ravens fans are celebrating, because you should have a run game and you should be able to protect your quarterback, and it shouldn't be a huge part of the offense that it's been, for the past 6 years.
I'm a little concerned. I mean, look, Lamar knows how to protect himself, but he wasn't fat last year. He put on muscle, right? But yes, he lost a step. Good. I wanted him to slow down. I didn't want him to run as much. I thought he protected himself more. To me, he looked more comfortable. Mm-hmm. To me, he looked more comfortable. He wasn't worried about trying to make a run. He break a run. Yeah, okay. You're hoping he break a big one, and maybe he thought I should have broken some of these runs. He might have packed on too much muscle, right? But I feel like Lamar Jackson, but I feel like skinny Lamar going into a year where it looks like we might have one of our worst O-line. I'm a little concerned about that.
You feel like maybe he didn't read the room on that one before.
But I don't, people are excited because they feel like he'll get some of that burst back. I want him to do less running.
Yeah. And typically once you lose that burst, it's kind of gone.
But I don't think he lost. I think it was the way. Honestly, I think he probably could have broken some runs last year. He was just cautious about it. I don't think he really lost a step.
I would think it would be hilarious if Lamar Jackson went to Harbaugh privately and Harbaugh told him exactly what he said publicly. We're gonna do everything we need to do to protect you and surround you with talent. That statement that he made before the offseason. Mm-hmm. And Lamar said, cool, and went and lost the weight, and then saw them do absolutely nothing on the O-line.
Yeah.
And now he's out there eating at buffets.
He gonna be doing he gonna be doing the Peyton Manning slide. Like a defender gets near him, he slide behind the line of scrimmage.
Ooh, breaking news.
Uh-oh.
This is NBA breaking news, but still. Nikola Jokic has won the MVP award for 23-24.
This is what, his fourth?
Third. Should be his fourth, but it's his third.
Yeah. All right. Congrats to Jokic.
It's funny because I don't think he should have won this one, but he should have won last year. So
it evens out.
Yeah.
All right. Congrats to him. It looks like this is gonna be his last one.
I don't know about that.
And I think it's gonna be his last one, and it's definitely the congrats to the Nuggets, man, because I think they got their last title last year.
Wow.
They're on. We'll get to that. Don't worry. We'll get to that part.
I mean, y'all should calm down in the chat talking about got robbed. I mean, I think SGA should have won it, but I don't think it was a robbery.
We'll get to that in the playoff, in the NBA playoff segment. Okay,
we're basically there already. Like we're talking about Lamar fitting into his skinny jeans. All right, let's move. Let's keep it moving.
Well, hold on. We gotta give them their fix. Oh, what's up, Hendo? What's going on? Thanks for coming through. All right. So our opinion of the team right now is not happy with the O-line. Okay. And I just can't see how anybody out there can be satisfied with how the team looks today. All right. Okay. You guys like Nate Wiggins. So what? What is that? Like you can't tell me that move alone makes you feel like we're a contender. All right. There has to be some legit concern for the O-line. And who said it earlier? We should be looking at Dalton Reisner. Yeah. I mean, That made me feel a little better. It won't make me feel great, but made me feel a little better. But we got a video coming out that'll be out in a few days. We'll be giving our way too early predictions on the season. All right, so be on the lookout for that. The Purple Patrol is Jose. Yeah, I mean we know what it is with them, Cam. We know what it is. They're going to ride. It's not even. They don't even ride for the team. They ride for the front office. Right. That's all it is. They care about the front office more than anything. They pretend like they're real fans, because real fans will criticize their team. Right. They'll hold their team to a certain standard. That's not what these fans do, or those fans do. So I'm not worried about them. What's up, Chef? Just good evening, everyone. Hendo, what up? What's up with you? T-Dog in the house. What's going on? Says there will be a lot of moves before week 1. We'll see.
No, there will be a lot of moves, just none that make any difference at all.
Yeah. We'll see.
I mean, before week 1, they're going to have to cut, 37 people.
What's going on, Zeke?
53.
So Lamar cooking up his 3rd MVP unanimous. We'll see. I mean, he's always going to be in the discussion as long as he's playing. I feel like, will he win it this year? I don't know. All right. Panthers?
No, not yet. Because I know you want to wait till the playoff talk, but Killer Cam made one of my favorite comments. He called SGA a free throw merchant. I love all kinds of basketball merchants. That's my favorite thing.
Okay, let me bring this up on Michael Robinson. Michael Robinson says, "Can we restructure more contracts to free up more money?" I mean, yes, you can. I mean, you can.
I mean, they can restructure Lamar. That's the biggest one, and they haven't done it.
You could do Roquan. You could do, I guess, Marcus Williams. I'm not sure if they did Marlon Humphrey.
I don't think that they've done Humphrey. They did Ronnie Stanley. I'm not sure if they can do Mark Andrews. But, I mean, like I said, the most money would come from a Lamar restructure. But the point is that your team doesn't really have any interest in spending that money.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. If I'm Lamar, I'm not doing it just to save you money so you can go spend it on defense. Right. Especially after what you did during free agency and the draft. Hell no, I'm not giving you more money to sign some more defense. I needed some guarantees that it's going to go towards protecting me.
Well, Coach, I mean, it's not just about free agents, right? Like, because Coach is saying who out there to get, free up money to get who. You would need to free up money to make a trade also if you're going to bring in a Debo or Ayuk or whoever. But they're just not going to.
Yeah, that would shock me.
Yeah,
I'd be happy about that. Again, whether they get Debo, Ayuk, Justin Jefferson, I'd be so excited about Justin Jefferson. But it doesn't change the fact that I'm concerned about this O-line. I cannot stress that enough. I mean, they're talking about Andrew Voorhees look good in practice. I don't want to hear that. Right? Don't kick out that propaganda to me this early. Everybody looks good in minicamp. When have you heard somebody? How many times have you heard anybody say somebody looks bad in minicamp?
Listen, I say it every year. Devin Funchess was like 2-time training camp MVP. Like, that was a literal thing. And he was still Devin Funchess every time September rolled around.
Yeah. Dan Franklin says they shouldn't do Humphrey or Williams. Just makes it more expensive for us to cut them next offseason. You want to cut Marcus Williams? I don't want to cut him.
Yeah, I think Marlon's going to get cut, but
I think Marlon's going to. I think he's going to take a pay cut. I don't think he's going to get cut. I think he stays. He wants to stay and retire a Raven. I just get that feeling. Right?
I bet he does. And I bet they cut him.
I think they keep him. I think he just like Jimmy Smith. Right? Yeah. He kept on redoing his deal to stay there because he just he was comfortable. He didn't want to go anywhere. I said I don't have any sources. I just get that feeling from Marlo. Right? He's got the podcast here. He's got the whole front office. I feel like he's going to be just like Zach Orr. He's going to go right into coaching with the Ravens as soon as he's done.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see.
He strikes me more of a company man. Not in a bad way. Just that's just where he works. He's not.
He strikes me as a weirdo. All right.
Yeah.
And I would see him doing a Gilbert Arenas turn quicker than just being Ravens guy forever.
54 people in here, man. Hit that like button. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. All right. Dan Frank says, IR Marcus, you want to keep him? Did you watch him play last year with one arm? Yes. I want to keep him. Absolutely. And he's, I mean, look, we're not going to give him that injury prone tag. I mean, that happened before, that didn't happen until he got here. And really, you got to start looking within. Okay. Our guys keep getting hurt over here. That has to do with with our training program, our trainers, right? Strength and conditioning coaches, things like that. That's what we need to start looking at. It's not the players, right? It's that staff. But absolutely, I would keep Marcus Williams. Boykin is the greatest mini camp wide receiver ever. Yeah. So, all right. Killer Cam's banned. What did Killer Cam say?
He said the James Prochet looked good in practice.
Coach is not happy. They did say he had the best hands. What's going on, Suge? Long time no see. He says, pick it. Okay. Pickett looked good. He looked bad in minicamp. I don't know. I don't think that's what they're saying. I know that's not what you were saying. You were saying that you believed in him.
Yeah, no, he had himself a good offseason.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What's going on, Agent E? What's going on, Luke K? Panthers. What we got going on with the Panthers? Didn't they sign somebody?
So the Panthers hired Eric Eager, and I don't know why it says Panthers twice.
Panthers.
Okay.
Who's Eric Eager?
I'll tell you in just a moment. He was hired in an analytics role. He is from Sumer Sports. He was the VP, and he previously worked for Pro Football Focus. And Sumer Sports is kind of a consulting agency that helps teams in terms of like player acquisition and roster management and things like that. So he was hired into an analytics role in Carolina. Like you mentioned, they did also sign Rashad Penny into the running back room to go along with Jonathan Brooks and Chuba Hubbard and Miles Sanders and Raheem Blackshear. So I imagine that Miles Sanders is going to be on his way out. I don't think they need Eric Eager to figure that one out for them. But yeah, it is an interesting decision. They seem to be kind of they're trying to be more forward thinking, be more modern in their operations, which is, I mean, it's a good thing. We'll have to see what the actual results are. But it never hurts to try and get better with looking outside of what your comfort zone is. So yeah, I mean, I don't like the fact that you work for PFF. I'm not a big fan of that, but like I said, it's always good to cast a wide net. When you're trying to improve.
Yeah, they're making a lot of changes, man. And this, like I said, I was optimistic last year that failed miserably. But, you can't let that. What I like is you can't let that discourage you, right? And they're not. Now, I'm not a fan of David Tepper, right? But at least he said, all right, man, let's just re-up, and try to make another go at it. And they're making some moves. And I can't say they're big moves or bold moves, but they're making some moves. And they seem to have a clear direction in where they want to go with everything. So, but yes, in terms of your running backs, Rashad Penny, you think that's a clear sign that they're getting rid of Miles Sanders?
I mean, I think it's they want to move on from him. Rashad Penny himself isn't that's not anything to get excited about. I mean, he's a talented enough guy, but he cannot stay healthy ever. Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't expect much from him on the field, but obviously if they're going to move on from Miles, they need to have an extra guy in that room who's not currently there. So I think he's filling that role for right now.
Okay. All right. Is that it? How you feeling about the season? Without giving away too much, because we have some videos coming out.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Like I said, there's not a whole lot going on, but generally speaking, I'm feeling good. Feeling good about it. I think they've made a lot of smart decisions this offseason. I'm a big fan of Dave Canales as head coach, and I still believe in Bryce Young.
I believe in Bryce Young as well. Although, we believe in you, Bryce, but B has a strong message for you. Okay, don't get shown up by Caleb Williams. All right, don't do it. All right,
I'm just saying, like, if he turns out to be a bust, I'm gonna be very upset.
He doesn't have to be as good as Caleb Williams, right? But he can't be a bust.
Yeah.
But be better than Caleb
Williams.
All right. It was trial by fire. You survived. Okay, you got burnt up a little bit, but you survived it. Got some 3rd-degree burns, but you're here now. All right. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more competitive this year than last year. I know that. So at least they'll be watchable, and they have a very good chance of winning the division. Okay, so all right. I guess do you want to get an NBA or do we got to go
move on to the NBA?
Do you want to do NBA, or do we have some people to put on trial?
I think we go to the NBA first.
All right. Yeah. We don't even have our basketball background.
No, we don't. But the playoffs are going on, obviously, and they're starting to give out those offseason awards. You kind of alluded to it before, but Minnesota, through 2 games, absolutely wrecking the Denver Nuggets. Denver looks old and beaten already. They're down 0-2 both games at home. They look like they don't have any answers. Based off of the way they played in the first 2 games, you would have to assume it's going to be a sweep. I don't think it's going to be, but that's just kind of how they've looked up to this point.
Yeah.
That young Minnesota team.
Yeah, Minnesota, man, they out for blood. That second game, I was like, jeez, I picked Minnesota to win, but man, yeah, it's looking like a sweep. And it just makes me wonder, like, why couldn't LA do that?
I don't know why you got to bring that up, but that's all right. LA doesn't have Anthony Edwards.
Hold on, that's me. Yeah, no, they don't have Anthony Edwards. That's true. Is that still covering everything up?
Yep.
All right, give me a second. I'm just trying to give us a basketball background. There we go. It's not showing. Do you see it?
No. Hold on.
There we go.
But anyway, yeah. So the Timberwolves, they look like the it team right now, but the Thunder are there as well. They had a very impressive win over Dallas. They've got the should have been MVP on their roster. That's shaping up to be a great conference championship if things kind of hold the way they're going now. But speaking of the Minnesota Timberwolves, they had the number 1 defense in the league this season. They've been playing like unbelievable defense against Denver. But Rudy Gobert wasn't there. And Rudy Gobert just won Defensive Player of the Year. And that's his 4th Defensive Player of the Year award, which ties him for the all-time record with Dikembe Mutombo.
I forgot that they got him. I forgot.
They traded 4 first-round picks. I believe it was 4, and I think 4 in a swap.
Apparently, it was worth it. So he's not playing right now?
No, he missed. I can't remember if he missed the first game. He missed the last game because he was attending the birth of his first child.
Okay.
So Gilbert Arenas was going off about like, oh, it's just a baby. The baby will be there when you get back. Gilbert Arenas is a moron.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the defense played fantastic without him. And what I wanted to ask you is, like, do you think that Rudy Gobert is deserving of the 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards that he has won?
No.
Because what it does at this point is, it puts him in the conversation as the greatest defender of all time.
No, I don't think he's. I mean, he's good. I think he's overrated. Right? Like like you said, like he's not. It doesn't seem like he's made that big of a difference. It's 1 game though. I mean, it could just be good coaching, good strategy, right? But I don't think he's not Ben Wallace.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't like it. And Wemby could have easily won it. I don't think they wanted to give Wembanyama Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year. I think Wembanyama is more of a lockdown defender than Gobert is. I don't know, that's my opinion, but yeah, nobody looks at Rudy Gobert as it's Rudy out there. We can't, our numbers are going to go down this game.
Yeah, our guy Ferris, who has his own radio show called "I Got Something to Say" on Tuesday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern time. He was talking about this and wondering why Rudy Gobert seems to be kind of hated. He said he kind of feels like it's not really warranted, and I kind of disagree with him. Like I feel like he's a weird guy, but I think this is part of it. This isn't really his fault. He doesn't vote for himself for Defensive Player of the Year, right? But he shouldn't have 4 of them, right? It's just kind of the way it is. And when it'd be like, hey, if you look at, I don't know, Jimmy Butler. Let's say Jimmy Butler, right? Jimmy Butler's a really popular guy. He's a very talented guy. Let's say this year he set the record for most MVP awards. Like, you'd be looking at it and you're like, you don't deserve that. You shouldn't have those. You need to give those back, right?
Right.
And it's kind of the same thing with Rudy. It's like, yeah, he's a good defensive player. He is, even a very good defensive player. But like I said, nobody really fears Rudy Gobert as a rim protector. No. And it's just, it doesn't feel right to be like, hey, he's got the most Defensive Player of the Year awards ever. Well, tied for the most with Dikembe.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it, but whatever. So he's Defensive Player of the Year. Jokic is MVP. Rookie of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. That wasn't a surprise.
Yeah,
and I can't remember what he finished the season, his average was, but he's every bit as good as people expected him to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And this is the worst he's going to be.
Yeah, and it was funny because Wembanyama, Gobert had at some point, in the past, suggested that possibly him being French was part of why he wasn't liked and accepted as much.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
and it's really funny because there's a lot of French players in the league, around the same. Like, you had Tony Parker, you had Boris Diaw, you had Ronnie Turiaf, you got Victor Wembanyama right now, and I mean, some of those guys, Nicholas Batum, some of those guys that you have a real reason to hate, and they still aren't hated as much as Rudy Gobert. So I think it's just he's a little bit of an odd guy, and just maybe people don't like him as much, and you definitely don't have the same respect because of the fact that a lot of people feel like he's a bit overrated, and people feel like he's soft, like his own teammate.
Well, that comes from the players. You want to know where that comes from? That comes from the players. Look, getting choked out by Draymond Green didn't help. Okay.
Getting punched in the face by his teammate Kyle Anderson didn't help.
That didn't help.
No. I'm sorry. He didn't get punched in the face by Kyle Anderson. He punched Kyle Anderson because Kyle Anderson called him a bitch.
And Spider Mitchell saying he don't mess with you because I mean, that's his fault. He got everybody sick, right? He
didn't take it seriously, and he was touching all the phones and everything. Like, I mean, the league was going to shut down anyway, right? Like, that's obvious. They weren't going to finish playing that season, but the timing of it wasn't great for you, right? It was everything's fine. Rudy Gobert touches a bunch of phones. We're shutting the league down.
Yeah. So I mean, that didn't help. Like, just when your teammates don't like you, right? Yeah. I mean. What do you think? What do you think people are going to think of you? So right. that's not on us. That's not on us. That's on you, bro.
Yeah.
All right. So WNBA.
Yeah.
We got some more playoffs to talk about. You want to talk about? We mentioned the East. New York is up.
Yeah, I was gonna mention those frauds in New York.
Wow.
No, man, because look, me and Ferris we're going back and forth.
They should be down. They should be down one now.
Like the Pacers got the ball, and Miles Turner sets a screen, gets called for an illegal screen, and New York Knicks fans are like, Nah, man, it was a legal screen. His leg was slightly outside of his shoulder, and that's not that's not legal. You got to call it. Oh, look, the NBA said that was an illegal screen, so let's stop talking about it. But when it was Philadelphia and you were hacking up Tyrese Maxey, it was like, oh, maybe hold on to the ball. It's the end of the game.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thanks, Big Reg. Appreciate it. He says Wemby averaged 21 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks.
Thanks, Reg.
As a rookie. Jeez. East is not relevant. I mean, this is it's the most relevant it's going to be for a while, and this is it for Boston. Boston has to win it this year.
Yeah, and they're not going to.
Derek White is trying to drag that team across the finish line. All right.
Yeah. And to answer Jeremy's question, Victor Wembanyama was second in voting, and I think that a lot of people just didn't want to give him that award as a rookie. But to answer your other question, Anthony Davis is a better defender. I would say probably Drew Holiday is a better defender. Giannis, obviously. There's several guys in the league right now who are better defenders than Rudy Gobert.
Yeah. Whatever, man. 4. That's crazy. How many does Ben Wallace have?
Ben Wallace, I don't think he had many, because I mean he wasn't playing at a super high level for a very long time.
I think he might have 4 too.
I don't think he does. I think the only other person with 4 is Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh, okay.
I think Ben might have 3.
DDSQ says 4. I thought it was 4. Yeah, I can't put him on the same.
Oh yeah, I guess he did. He won Defensive Player of the Year honors 4 times during his career.
Thank you.
Why don't they ever mention Ben when they say that he's tied with Dikembe?
I don't know.
Ben Wallace erasure, it just is disgusting.
He was a monster.
Yeah.
Like I don't. I mean,
and that's the thing. Like you think about Dikembe Mutombo. Do you put Rudy Gobert in the same sentence? No. You think about Ben Wallace. Do you put Rudy Gobert in the same category that you would put Ben Wallace? No.
Right.
And so it just feels wrong that he has the same accolades.
We put respect on it. Paid the bills. He says he got 4. Put respect on it. Shout out to Sip to Tally Film. Says when I say I'll hit you back. What did it say?
Let me pull it up here.
And we gotta fix that volume too. We keep saying we're gonna fix it.
Yeah, well, we gotta figure out how to fix it because it's not really.
That's true.
On us so much.
Yeah.
When I say I'll hit you back, it's a lot safer if you know.
Oh, great! Hey, you know what? That is a that I'm glad you mentioned that, because on tonight's overtime show, we're going to be discussing some more Kendrick and Drake beef. Drake has a look like, huh?
It's like y'all too.
Yeah. We're going to discuss that. We talked a little bit about it last week while we were doing our draft. Not a whole lot going on, so we figured we'll kind of talk about the latest in that beef. I think it's over. We're going to be giving our thoughts on that, and whatever else comes to mind. Oh, thank you, Yolanda. She says, great. Love the graphics. Nicely done. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Yolanda.
I appreciate that. You do not want to see how we look when we first started. I've learned a lot since then. Okay. So yes, the Boston. Do you think of Boston in the East to make it out? I'm going with Boston.
I can't really get, like, I understand they're the best team in the East, but Jason Tatum is just he disappears so much in the biggest moments. I can't in my right mind pick them. But also I'm thinking about it. I'm like, who else? Right?
Did Tyrese Halliburton get hurt in the last game?
That's what he asked. No, just his pride. He just played like garbage.
Okay, because I think he's gonna be a star.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, he got to play better than he did the other night.
Yes,
that was ugly.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to be more on point. I can't pick him over. I can't pick the Pacers over Boston. If he was playing better, I would go with them. But I'm going Boston in the East. I got Minnesota in the West.
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be Boston. I don't think they're going to win the finals. But it's just so the East is so weak right now that my pick before had been Milwaukee, and then their stars decided we don't want to play in the playoffs. So yeah, it kind of leaves Boston as the last man standing. And I think probably with the way they're playing defense and the way Anthony Edwards is playing right now, Minnesota's real tough to beat. So I think you're right. It's going to be Minnesota and Boston.
Man, and that's going to be so weird for me seeing Minnesota win, right? Because like they seem like the team that just never going to win.
They're a feeder team.
Yeah. And shout out to Adelia over on the Discord. It's on the Let's Get Ready Discord. Like, it popped up. It's right on time. She says Joker deserves MVP this year too. Ferris, he was immense in the regular season. Also, I'm not prepared to say that this series is over yet. Adelia is a Nuggets fan. Shout out to Adelia. She doesn't even know I'm reading her message. Speaking of Discord, okay, we have a Discord of our own. All right, you want to be a part of it? Sign up to our Patreon. It's essentially a one-time fee. Okay, sign up for the $5 tier. We'll get you into our Discord. All right, even if you don't stay with Patreon, you stay in our Discord. We're building a community over there. All right, all that we ask is that you be respectful, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, a lot of the conversations that you guys have in this chat we have in our Discord, and that goes 24/7. We got a lot of channels on there as well. So, if you're into betting, we got a lunch money bets segment in there. Okay, we got the general section. We got Old Man Gamers, which we used to, our inactive channel that's still there. We talk video games on there, all kind of stuff. So sign up, patreon.com/LBHT Show. You got $5. I know you got it. Okay, patreon.com/LBHT Show. Yes, Coach is in there as well, and Coach has his own Discord as well. But we all are in each other's Discords. We have a Discord. Coach has a Discord. Hendo has a Discord. All right. So and the Let's Get Ready Network. That's where Ferris is. That's his channel. So sign up. And we all interact with each other. So whichever one you sign up for, we'll be in there, talking. So it's well worth the price. All right, because we work as a unit. We work as a crew. We're Wu-Tang. All right. You see one, you'll see us all. All right. Killer says, I got new grab money, so it's super low. Hey, $5. I know you got it, man. I know you got it. Just, next time, don't tip your barber $15. Tip them 10. All right. I don't know how y'all afford those barber prices nowadays. I cut my own hair. I'm gonna cut my own hair for 30 years. All right, WNBA. B. Ferris demanded that we start talking more WNBA. We actually been planning this with Ferris for years now to do more WNBA segments, right? Mm-hmm. And this is a perfect time to start. And in fact, we were working on a little something for the WNBA. Hopefully, it gets here on time.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, it gets here on time. Okay, we were counting on you, Carlos. All right, but we are working on some things. You guys need to be excited. All right, if you guys were following Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese rivalry in college, which just about everybody was.
Yeah.
That's going to continue in the WNBA. It's just preseason, but both of them are looking pretty good.
So yeah, I said that Caitlin in her first game continued her Iowa tradition of going out there just bombing threes and looking very impressive on the offensive end and losing because she can't play any defense. Angel Reese is teaming up with Camila Cardoso in Chicago. They haven't gotten to play together a whole lot. Unfortunately, Cardoso got injured in their first preseason game and is going to be out, 4 to 6 weeks or so. So he's going to miss a good chunk of the regular season. But Angel Reese has looked very good so far. And when Cardoso gets back, I mean, that's going to be a dominant defensive and rebounding front.
Now, how long is the season? It starts May 15th, right?
Yeah, it starts May 15th. They play, I want to say it's 32 games, or maybe a little more than that.
If
But
anybody in the chat knows, put it in the chat.
It's not a super long season.
Okay. Anybody in the chat knows it, put it in the chat. How many weeks is it? Or how long does it go until? Right. It's not like football. It's not like you don't play once a week, but put it in the chat. We're not gonna act like we're experts. We are new fans. Okay. I mean, we watched a little bit in the past, but we're going into this as new fans, and yeah, man, we're really going to cover it this year. We're going to watch it. I'm excited about the players coming in, not just this year, next year, right? Or it may not be next year. Yeah, because Juju Watkins is just a freshman.
Yeah, Juju is a couple years away. Paige Beckers is going to be coming in next year. Yeah, so there's a lot of talent coming into the WNBA very soon.
Yeah, and a lot of rivalries already established. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And you got the Las Vegas Aces.
It's 40 games they play.
40 games.
Yeah.
Okay, June to October, Jeremy says. But I thought they started in May. I thought they start next week.
Yeah, they start May 5th. Actually, it looks like the first official game is May 14th, the Aces in Phoenix. Okay. Last year, it looks like they started. Wait, hold on. Looks like they started in May last year as well. So I'm not sure. Okay. They went May 20th to September 10th for the regular season, and then the playoffs ended October 18th.
Okay, so Camila Cardoso will, she'll miss a few weeks, but she'll be back for like a good chunk of it.
Yeah. She's gonna miss the beginning part of the season, but I mean she'll be back. So the regular season ends midway through September, and then they get about a month of playoffs.
Okay, all right. Mike says Juju better stay in college and get that money for a minute. Yeah,
I mean
that's crazy that you
money in college, even if she goes pro too.
Oh yeah, Flo J too. Yeah, you're right. MDT Sports. Yep. That's crazy, right? Like women, like in the women's side, it might be a better option just to stay in college to make more money.
That's the thing. I don't think they're going to make more money because you're going to get paid in the WNBA. Yeah. Not a lot, but you're still going to get your sponsorships,
endorsements
in college. I mean, Caitlin Clark just signed a $28 million Nike deal after she left.
Yeah, that's true. You ain't making that in college. Yeah. That's true. And Angel's got some deals too. I don't think it's total up to $28 million, but she ain't poor by any means either.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. These women will get paid, and hopefully after this season, they'll be working on upping the salary. In fact, I think the CBA is coming to an end soon, right? They got renegotiated.
So, yeah. And that's why the other news for the WNBA is they are talking about chartering flights for the entire league. Which, if you've been following the league at all, a couple of years ago, Joe Tsai, who was the owner of I believe the Liberty, was trying to charter flights.
And the Nets. Shout out to the Nets.
Okay. And the league told him no. You can't charter flights for your team because we don't want them to have an unfair advantage because nobody else is doing it. And he was like, "Oh well, I'll charter flights for everybody then." And the league was like, "No, we're gonna do it Southwest style." But now that they have,
but he got in trouble because he did it anyway.
Yeah,
and got caught, and they were talking about kicking him out of the league.
Yeah, well,
for chartering flights.
Made a lot of threats to him, but now with the players getting more and more famous, there was an incident with Brodny Griner in the airport, apparently, where she was getting harassed by some people because you're just going and taking regular flights. Yeah. So the league is looking at it for player safety to make sure that they charter flights for the entire league for the entire season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good. That's a win, but man, it shouldn't have taken that.
No,
you have a league full of owners that can easily afford it and want to do it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, why was this even an issue? Like, the thing about it is, it doesn't matter what the CBA says. Doesn't matter what the rules say. When owners get together and decide they want to do something, it happens within 24 hours.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the rule book says. So that's something that when Joe Tsai said, "Hey, we got to do this for these people," and a couple of other owners said, "Yeah, let's do it," that should have been instant. All right, I know that's something that's in the CBA. We're gonna just write that out right now. Everybody good? Yep, cool. So it shouldn't have come to this. But yeah, Jeremy's right. Kalen already raised the salary cap. Yeah, that salary cap's going up for sure. So this is something that the WNBA needed, and it takes time. I know, people kind of downed it, saying, hey, nobody watches it, and they shouldn't get paid because it doesn't make as much money as the NBA. That's true. No startup business makes as much as its number one counterpart.
Yeah.
Right. It takes time, and most businesses are going to lose money before they make money. Right. But you have to make the investment in that business.
Mm. And people talk about, they shouldn't make the same as the men, and they're asking to make the same. Nobody's asking for them to make the same as the men. They're asking for a similar revenue split because the men, much like all the other major sports, they're close to 50% in revenue split with the owners, and the WNBA is nowhere near that.
Right.
Their players make not a lot of money, and a lot of them try to go overseas to get paid in the off season. But like you have to invest in the league if you want it to grow or to continue to grow. It is growing. And it's just not only a terrible look for the league to have their players playing overseas in the offseason, but it's bad for the league in general. I mean, players go over there and get hurt, and then they miss WNBA games. And you can't have that if you're trying to actually grow the league.
Yeah. Or they get held as political prisoners.
That as well.
All right. All right. Okay. More to come on that. All right. And you'll be seeing Ferris pop up more as we discuss WNBA. And we're going to be giving more of that. And we'll even have a video coming out on that you guys really need to watch. Like, you really need to watch. Okay. That'll be coming hopefully soon.
Hopefully very soon.
Yeah. All right, B. We need to open up the court. We have 2 cases here. What are you typing right now?
I'm getting the court ready.
Okay. All right. So, all right, do your thing. But before that, okay, we got about 50 people in here. Shout out to you guys. I know you guys come for the Ravens talk, but man, we don't force stories on here. There's nothing to talk about in that. There's nothing to talk about. There's NBA going on. There's WNBA. We are a sports channel, all right, and we appreciate that you guys enjoy our conversations here, all right. But hit that like button. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. We're close to 2,000 subscribers. Not sure how far away we are right now. I think 75. Get us over there, man. And then once we get to 2,000, let's go to 3,000, and let's make that quick. All right. We got some goals around here, so we got to ramp things up. All right. Also, I mentioned earlier, patreon.com/LBHT Show. That's where you can find the overtime show. We're going to be talking some Kendrick and Drake beef tonight, and anything else that you want to discuss. All right. Also, if that's the lowest tier, $5 tier, will get you entry into our Discord and get you access to our overtime show. If you want to spend a little bit more money, $10, you can get a nice shiny coin like this. Now, if you're new, you don't know what that is. That is our second logo there. All right. It's a microphone with a fork through it. All right. You can get this nice shiny coin for sign up for the $10 tier. We got some other tiers as well. We got some playing cards from Ring Kings podcast. All right. That are really nice quality. Yeah. All right. So go check it out. All right. There it is. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. Check it out.
Almost like it was planned.
Exactly. Take a look at that. Also, points. We gave away prizes. Did we give Yolanda her prize?
Yolanda has not gotten in touch in terms of what she wants for the prize, so she hasn't gotten it yet. We did send out the Amazon gift card already for last month.
Yes, this is every month we give away prizes. Okay, the person with the most points gets to pick their prize within a certain price range. And the second prize is for anybody who has at least 1,000 points. They qualify for the drawing. That drawing is for a $25 Amazon gift card. That's every month. And all you got to do is do what you're doing right now. Participate in the chat. Subscribe. Donate. All right. Donate gets you a lot of points. sign up for our newsletter. We keep mentioning the newsletter. I know you guys saying what newsletter. It is coming. That's one of our things to do. But we want to build up. We want to build up our email list. Okay, so please help us out with that. Go over to lbhtshow.com and sign up. Just put your email into that box that pops up. Let us know that you did it. We'll give you 1,000 points. Simple as that. All right. In our merch, we haven't been pushing out merch as much, but we got merch. Take a look at B's hat right there. His beanie. Okay, you like that? I know you do. I know it's getting hot out there. And you're like, I don't need that. That's okay. We got t-shirts, we got shorts, we got all kinds of things on that store. Okay, lbhtshow.com/shop. Go check out the merch. Okay. Kendrick, Killer, Cali, baby. Yeah, Kendrick is we're going to discuss that in the overtime show, NDT Sports. We're going to discuss that. Don't worry. We're going to talk a lot of Kendrick and Drake. Willie C. Bond, what's good? Thanks for coming through. All right, ladies and gentlemen, okay, this isn't the real court, but it's the court that matters. The court of public opinion. Okay, all rise. Court is now in session. All right, everybody sit down. We have two cases today, right? We got two on the docket. This one, I mean, good Lord. I told this man I do not want to see him in my courtroom again. I feel like I just told him this last week. But here he is, Mr. Rashee Rice, who likes to run things over. Okay, apparently likes to assault photographers. Is that what's going on?
Apparently. I don't know why your boy, and he is
my boy. He is my boy. He's on my fantasy football team, and this league is the league of all leagues. It is a cutthroat league, and I was leaning on this man. All right, so we gotta work something out here.
Yes, I don't know why your boy is running wild in these streets and can't get himself under control. I understand that things are a bit of a whirlwind for him, right? Where did he go to college? You remember?
I don't remember.
I do not remember where Rashee went to school.
Well, hold on a second here, okay? Well, I need some order in the court, just Aloe. He says hashtag he probably did it. Order. All right, we're not there yet. Okay, that's not even that.
I should have known SMU. Ridiculous.
See, here we go. Didn't I just say it's a cutthroat league? You see what's going on here? You're trying to negotiate live on air with me, Hendo. You need a wide receiver? We'll talk.
Every time I ask for a wide receiver, Hendo's like, oh, I don't know. Look at you. But you're out there street racing allegedly, causing a multi-car accident allegedly, leaving 4-year-olds allegedly to die allegedly. And now
a big allegedly.
And now while you're sitting there waiting for the hammer to come down from the NFL because you know it is. He's going to get suspended. You say, you know what? Let me go out in public where the only thing anybody knows me for is leaving that 4-year-old to die in the street. Because again, you came from SMU.
He didn't leave her to die.
And it's a whirlwind, right? Because you come from SMU, you get drafted to the Chiefs. You're thinking, oh, okay, that's cool. I get to play with Pat Mahomes, but they've got Sky Moore, they got Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, even Justin Watson has been there for a few years, and then all of a sudden, all of their hands disappear, and you're the number one receiver for Patrick Mahomes, and you're scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl, and you're getting ready to get your ring. You feel untouchable, but you're not untouchable. You've been touched already this season or this off season, and then you go out and apparently, we don't know the full story of what happened here, but I'm guessing cameraman said something that he didn't like, or was kind of get his picture, get in his face, and he didn't want his picture taken, and you lost your temper allegedly. Stay at home.
Okay. What you said at the end there, stay at home. All right, because with the cameraman, we don't know, right? If you can't invade somebody's personal space. Now, what is personal space? Personal space isn't they're standing 6 feet away from you. You're like, hey, you're taking a picture of me. I'm gonna go slap the camera at your hand. No, that's not personal space. But they're right in your face, especially if they're kind of impeding where your pathway where you're walking to. They can't do that. right? So if there's a physical altercation that resulted of that, that's on the cameraman, right? We don't know that. But what we do know is that he was at a club doing this. Mm-hmm. And bro, you can't be out. Yes, it's a free country. You're allowed to go out, but you can't do that, man. Like, what you did was a bad look, mm-hmm. right? Speeding, crashing.
He's incredibly lucky.
He's incredibly lucky. Like, yes, they want to send a message because this is what happened to Henry Ruggs, right? Well, not exactly. Henry Ruggs was drunk, but they just had an incident like this. And yes, he's lucky nobody got hurt. But running away from the scene, all right, man, like maybe you had some weed on you, whatever. You didn't want to get caught with that. All right, fine. It was all stupid, but we can overlook that because you're young, right? You were a rookie last year. You're like, what, 23, 24? You did something stupid. You just own up to it. Hey, I'm sorry. Do some community service. I do my suspension. I'll be better next time. You can, you'll be fine. Right? They suspend you for 4 or 6 games, whatever. You move on. And what you should have been doing this whole time, because the Chiefs signed Hollywood Brown. They drafted what's his name? Xavier Worthy. Yeah, Xavier Worthy.
You know his name. He's the fastest man alive. He's on my team.
Whatever. Okay. Whatever. I got Adonai Mitchell. All right, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
You got the a-hole nobody wants to coach?
Yeah. Well, the Colts want to coach him.
They think.
They know.
They think.
All right, look, you're gonna find out that Xavier Worthy, all he can do is run.
Okay, you're gonna find out Adonai Mitchell gonna be out the league in a year because his own college offensive coordinator didn't even want him.
Oh, okay, whatever. Where's his coordinator at?
Baltimore.
Who?
Tom Munkin.
That was his coordinator?
Georgia.
Oh well, whatever. That means we're gonna get him. We're gonna trade for him. Uh-huh. Anyway. But yes, you have 2 new wide receivers that can easily replace you on that roster, right? Mm-hmm. What he should have been doing was posting on Instagram every day that he in the house working out. And he really needs to be working out because, like, it's a competition. The Chiefs are trying to win multiple Super Bowls. You guys don't understand. This Chiefs team, they're trying to erase the Patriots out of your memory. They are nowhere near done trying to win Super Bowls. They're not going to settle. Even though they just won a Super Bowl, they're like, this isn't good enough. We need to do more. And he needs to show that he can be better than last year. You're not going to do that by going to the club.
I disagree with the sitting at home and posting workout clips, blah, blah, blah. He needs to be at Pat Mahomes posting workout clips. Okay, not at his house. He needs to be sleeping on QB1's couch.
Say that one more time because you faded out. That was important that you said.
He doesn't need to be at home posting workout clips to Instagram. He needs to be at Pat Mahomes' house posting workout clips with Pat Mahomes.
I agree. I you know what? I concede that. Okay. Yes, you're right. He should be at Pat Mahomes' house. In fact, he's staying in the guest room. Okay, because I can't trust myself in my house. I'm gonna stay at Pat Mahomes. I'm gonna stay there, in the off season, and he's gonna mentor me, and we're gonna work out. Well, hold on. Let me stop right there. Who else is in the house?
This is his wife, right?
Not Jackson, right?
I don't think Jackson was. I don't know.
Because if Jackson's there,
that's
guilty.
All kinds of trouble.
Jackson Mahomes can't be in the house with Pat Mahomes there.
Pay the bills. Did that work for Tom and a certain someone? Antonio Brown, 1, did not need to prove anything to anybody on the field, and 2, Antonio Brown doesn't like Tom Brady. So,
did it work? Did they win a Super Bowl together?
And yes, they did.
Then yes, it worked.
So
it absolutely worked. All right, so
we're gonna go ahead and throw up the poll on this one.
Throw up the poll.
Now we're gonna be voting: is Rashee Rice guilty for going to the club, or is he not guilty? I don't know why I put no guilty. Is he not guilty and he can do what he wants because he's a grown up?
So do they have to put no guilty or not guilty?
No, I'm gonna fix it real quick because that was stupid.
Okay, all right. So #guilty, #not guilty. It has to be
trying to talk and type at the same time. All right, there we go. Hashtag guilty. If he should have stayed his ass at home. Hashtag not guilty. He's a grown man. He can do what he wants.
Now, and this is the case I'm trying to plead is he is young. Okay. And when you're young, you do knuckleheaded things. Yes, you can say he's a grown man, but if you're saying that you don't remember what you did at 24, 25 years old. Mikey knows what we were doing at that age. All right.
Mikey said not guilty.
I can imagine what our crew would have been doing, Mikey, with $100,000 in our pocket, let alone millions. Okay. One of us only need to have $1,000. If one of us in the crew had $100,000 cash in our pocket, we would be villains, super villains. Okay.
Wow. Contrarian Reg coming in hot with not guilty. It's close.
Okay. All right. Look, get your votes in. We got how many people in here? We got all right. There's about 35, 30. Okay. Well, about 40 people in here now. All right. Get your votes in.
It's guilty.
That man's lawyer is guilty. Yeah. Yeah. Mikey says, in the famous words of Pat Jones, ain't nothing wrong with going to a script club. Go, Dell.
Yeah, I shouldn't be going to script club. Ain't nothing wrong going to script club.
I won't go to script club. All right. It was close, but it's looking like guilty is edging out, and I think that might be the right call. All right. I mean, he has to learn a lesson.
Just Alice said, I'll err on the side of hate, so I said guilty. Why he get to be rich and not me? Guilty. Why does he have a fancy car and not me? Guilty. Listen, Just Ali, you told us how you used to be out there on the court. You should have been out there on the court more often, working on that jumper, and you would have been rich too.
All right. What's the next case? What's the next case?
Let me take this down. The next case. I'm glad Adelia is not here for this one. Jamal Murray. I was going to put versus maturity, but versus the NBA. If you didn't see, Jamal Murray, defending NBA champion, 27, 28-year-old shooting guard for the Denver Nuggets. Super clutch. He hit a couple of game winners against the Lakers to close out that series, even though he's been hurt and was kind of struggling offensively. Like, he stepped up in the moment, right? Fast forward to the Minnesota series, it's not going that way for him. Okay, and they were getting stomped out, and Jamal Murray was out of the game, sitting on the bench, and decided to throw a towel onto the court and then a heating pad onto the court. And they had to, stop the game and clean everything off and all that. Jamal Murray was fined, but not suspended. I think that he should have been suspended.
He should have been suspended.
At least a game. And I understand it's the playoffs, and he didn't throw the things at anybody in particular. He was just frustrated and threw it onto the court. But he threw the heating pad on the court during play, and he threw it into the paint when guys were going for rebounds. Like somebody could have landed on that, turned an ankle or anything like that.
It looked like somebody was trying to. I can't remember who made the shot. It looked like he tried to step around the heating pad.
Yeah, no, because he threw it essentially into the paint while they were playing on that end of the court, and so guys were kind of stepping around it, and that could have resulted in an injury. Thankfully, it did not. But Jamal Murray, you're a longtime veteran. You've been in these playoff battles before. You've lost in the playoffs before. You know what this is. And to lose it like that in the middle of the game because you're getting beat is absolutely ridiculous. And, the fine isn't going to mean anything to him. He should have been suspended for their next game.
And what is he mad about? There's nothing that he could say that's going to make you say, oh, I see why you're mad.
No.
Right? There's nothing that happened in the game.
He wasn't even in the game.
He wasn't in the game. You were getting the brakes beaten off of you. Whatever call was making you angry, okay, let's say they spotted you 5 points. Yeah. Okay, so you lose by 20. Right? It didn't matter, right? You're not mad at the refs, right? You're mad at what's going on with your team. You're mad at what's going on with you that night. You're mad that these young boys are working you, right? And you don't seem to have an answer right now. But twice you throw things onto the court, suspension. fine and suspension. I thought that should have been obvious. I don't like that. I had nothing against Jamal Murray, but nah. Especially when you throw something on the court where the play is in action, like play is happening and players have to step around with the object that you throw on the court. You obstructed the game. Yeah. How much what happened to Jason Kidd when he pretended that the player ran into him and he spilled the water on the court? Did he get suspended?
I don't remember if he got suspended, but that was pretty genius.
You can't impede play. That's a serious thing. He was mad at the refs not making calls, and he been playing like trash. That's it. Hendo.
Yeah, and look, there were some bad calls. Like Karl Anthony Towns ran. It might even have been Jamal Murray. Karl Anthony Towns ran over somebody, and they didn't call it. And like he even paused because he was like, clearly that's an offensive foul, and you're about to call it. And he was like, "No, I'm good," and he went and scored. Right. And so yeah, I mean, there were some bad calls, but you can't lose your head like that.
Yeah, Jeremy says, I think if a ref or player got injured, he would have gotten suspended. It's because he didn't technically hurt anyone. That doesn't matter. Like, you can't throw things on the court.
It does and it doesn't. You don't get the same sentence for attempted murder as you do murder, right? Or manslaughter or murder, But you should have absolutely been suspended for this. It's just major league stupid.
Yeah. Cat trap. He trampled over Murray. Yeah. So that's what it was. He wasn't over that. That ain't the first time a bad call or a missed call has happened.
Hey man, stop trying to guard centers.
That's what they're saying.
Let them go.
Yeah. So yeah, man.
This one to me is pretty open and shut, but I mean the jurors have been letting me down recently with their soft-heartedness. So we're going guilty or not guilty. Guilty, he should have been suspended. Not guilty. Hey, it was a momentary lapse. He lost his head a little bit, and the fine is okay.
Who put not guilty? Or is this the poll?
I think it just reloaded the.
I'm about to say, man,
let me change the words here.
Yeah, hold up. Let's change it up. Don't type nothing yet. Hendo says not guilty. Of course, Hendo. Of course. Mikey says guilty. We're going to do a new hashtag. All right, see, everybody's typing now. Everybody's typing.
Way to go, guys.
All right,
there we go. We got hashtag suspended for he should have been suspended. Hashtag fine for you're okay with just a fine.
Okay. That's the new hashtags. All right. Rapid says, I just got here, but guilty. No, you see, okay. He put hashtag guilty. It's not hashtag guilty or not guilty. It's neither one of those. You have to put hashtag suspended or hashtag fine. Are you okay with the fine? You put hashtag fine. If you think he should have been suspended, you put hashtag suspended. Agent E. Agent E, this doesn't count. You have to put the hashtag in front of it. You have to put the hashtag suspended.
I can't believe just Allo came in. And Hendo? Wow.
Wow. A fine, huh? Hendo says fine.
I told you, man. The soft-hearted chat.
It's tied up. All right. We got to get a couple more votes
here.
There
you go, Jeremy. There you go. Okay. All right. There we go. Now justice is prevailing.
Rapid assist suspended.
Did I mention that he's Canadian? Is that going to change your votes, Hendo? Just Allo?
Big Red says suspended. Okay. All right. Yes.
Goodness.
Yes. Yeah. We had Jamal got to some of the jurors, but we overcome that.
This is disgusting, Just Allo. You should be disqualified from being a juror forever.
He says he should have been suspended, Brodny, but I'm glad they didn't because of the playoffs. Does it matter? Have you watched these games? It doesn't matter if he's out there or not. They're getting crushed.
You know what this is? This is that Ravens fan logic who said, "Yeah, Ray Lewis killed somebody, but Super Bowl, we need him out there."
I see somebody change their vote.
He's out there.
Coach said just got back. Hashtag suspended. I don't even know what we're talking about. We're talking about Jamal Murray. Should he have been suspended for throwing something on the court? twice, 2 separate times, and one during the action.
Yeah.
I want Denver to lose, by the way. Okay, all right.
My goodness.
Start refocus on Patreon dollars. All right, this is a clear guilty.
Good.
He should have been suspended.
Good.
All right, you got some more suspended votes in here. All right, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to see.
Down. Ridiculous.
Okay, all right. We're gonna do some submitted questions, and we're gonna get on out of here.
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, submitted questions coming up as soon as I find it on my. There it is. So all right. we got 2 questions for tonight. This is going to be fairly quick. First one up here. This is from Urban Closer, I think it is. Yeah. I always forget his new name. I know him by MJD. But anyway,
MJ, yeah.
With some podcasts thinking last year was the best supporting cast Lamar's had, what more can the Ravens do to set Lamar up for success?
So when you say supporting cast, are we talking about O-line included,
or
whole
offense? Yeah, whole
okay. Offense. I don't think that was. Was it the best? So okay. So his first MVP season, 2019 season, he had a great O-line. Didn't have good weapons.
Mm-hmm.
This past season, he had better weapons. So O-line, yeah. Right? I don't think this was his best supporting cast. All right. So what can he? And if it is, if it's better than 2019, man, all right, that's a low bar. So what can they do to be better? They can do a whole lot more to be better. they can do everything to be better. They can upgrade wide receiver. They can upgrade running back. They can upgrade left tackle, left guard, right tackle. Okay, yeah. Pick your spot right there. They can. I mean,
despite what they did do this offseason, they still could have upgraded running back more.
Yeah, that's why I put running back in there. Wide receiver, running back.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Tight end's good.
Yeah, tight end's good. We hope. They can do everything to get better.
Yeah.
So that's your answer.
So yeah, I do think this was his best supporting cast, probably. Obviously having the very good O-line makes everything work a little better, makes everything look better. But just in terms of talent, this O-line wasn't his worst O-line this past season. And Zay Flowers, is one of the best receivers he's played with, probably second only to Hollywood. Rashad Bateman, I mean, look, we all have our issues with Rashad Bateman, but he's better than Willie Snead and Seth Roberts, right?
Okay, let me say
Odell was there as the number 2.
Yeah.
It was like you said, it wasn't like leaps and bounds better, but I think overall it was a little bit better than what he's had previously.
Let me say this. I would rather he had the 2019 supporting cast with Todd Monken as an offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'd rather just have the O-line there. Because Hollywood Brown was a rookie. But, he was good. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the rest of them weren't good. But you had Hollywood Brown, you had Mark Andrews. And
you got to remember, too, we're talking about that specific year, not the best version of Hollywood Brown, right? So
No. But even that year.
Zay was better than Hollywood was in his rookie year.
Oh, no, I'm not saying, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes,
and Mark Andrews wasn't elite.
I think that Mark Andrews is better than what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, but he wasn't the 1,300-yard Mark Andrews, right, man?
No. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I'm not saying like the skill positions were better, but that protection, and I think they would have been good enough. He's not worried, but I think they would have been good enough if we had anybody other than Giro, if we had Todd Monken, if we had that cast here last year, Lamar with experience, you have that cast and you have that O-line, I think we would have won that game.
Okay. Yeah, no, I can see that. But the number one thing also, and I say a few people mentioned in the chat, is they need better coaching. And I'm not even talking about Todd Monken.
Correct. Yeah.
Talking about somebody else on that staff who has survived for many years.
Further up. Yeah, you gotta go further up.
Maybe one more step up the ladder. But yeah, the point is they can upgrade basically everywhere. Next up, this is from Jeremy. Was it fair for Pat Riley to call out Jimmy Butler the way he did? So if you don't know, Jimmy Butler was essentially saying, hey, if I'd been playing, Boston would have been out of here. The Knicks would have been out of here. Basically, if I would have been playing, we would have won. And Pat Riley said, you weren't playing, shut the hell up. Like literally, he said, if you're not out there, shut the hell up. This was also the time he called Tyler Hero fragile. Pat wasn't super thrilled with their performance in the playoffs.
What's his position there now? He's GM, president?
I think he's the president.
Yeah, don't talk, Pat. Don't talk, right? Like I can't stand that type of talk from front offices, from coaching staffs. Like you sound like a fan, right? If you have something to say to him, say it to him in private. Don't be putting your business out there like that. There's a certain level of professionalism that we expect from players, right? Mm-hmm. Like Jimmy Butler makes a comment like that. People are like, oh, shut up, Jimmy. Oh, you this and that. Okay, that's what fans can say to Jimmy. You can't say that to the public, right? You say, Jimmy, I appreciate your passion or whatever, but like, that those comments aren't helping. Be a professional, right? That's not professional. Like, we want our players to not say things like that, speak bad about the team and teammates and whatnot, but it's not okay for the front office to dog out a player just because you think he said something stupid.
Well, I disagree. I think that Jimmy Butler, he's not a young player, right? He knows what he's saying, and yeah, he is saying, hey, this team's not good enough without me, and he does need to shut the hell up. Like, you never won anything, Jimmy. Like, you've gotten to the finals a couple times because the East was so weak and guys got hurt and everything, but like, man, your act is old. That's why they booted you out of Chicago. That's why they kicked you out of Philly. That's why they kicked you out of Minnesota, and that's why you're about to get kicked out of Miami.
Yeah, he's saying he wants to keep him. So
that's what you're saying. You're saying that to keep his value up.
That's why I don't like what Pat Riley did, right? Because you're trying to keep his value up, then keep your mouth shut, right? Don't say anything, but saying, "Oh, shut the hell up," but we want to keep you, man. That's why you don't talk. And you're supposed to be you're supposed to be the the GM. Like, you're supposed to be in the front office. You're supposed to be the smart one, right? Mm-hmm. Like, don't say anything. Then you got emotional, just like he did in the moment. You did the same exact thing that he did, and he's been doing it longer than Jimmy.
It's true. It's true. But I'm not taking any past stuff into account with this. In terms of because I don't remember Pat.
No, I might say he's been doing it long. I just mean like he's been doing business longer.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, Jimmy rubs people the wrong way, and he does it intentionally. He does. That's the thing. That's the thing. This isn't a Rudy Gobert situation where he's like, man, I'm just quirky Rudy. Why don't you like me? This is Jimmy Butler's like, oh, you like me? Well, wait 10 minutes. Right, and see if that's still true.
What about now?
So yeah, like, he does it intentionally, and I wouldn't have any problem believing that he has heard that privately from Pat before, and he just continues to do it because he's a dick, and that's what he wants to be.
I would be surprised if he told him like 5 minutes before he put that tweet out, like, yo, don't say that, and he's like, you got it, boss. And he put it out anyway.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, he's a guy who is going to intentionally push your buttons every chance he gets, and sometimes you do need to slap back at people like that.
Yeah.
And like I said, Jimmy, I mean, sometimes it has to be publicly because he's doing everything publicly. And like I said, it's not gonna bother Jimmy. Jimmy gets kicked off of every team he's ever been on. He don't care. But you get to a point where enough is enough, and you're just like, man, shut the hell up, Jimmy. So I don't have a problem with it.
I think because Pat Riley has had these outbursts in the past, right? He's made these little comments, inserted himself, into the roster a couple of times, right? He did that with LeBron's Heat and whatnot. Like, if it was somebody other than Pat Riley, I could say, okay, it's a one-time thing. He probably just lost his cool. But Pat Riley, he's done this before. Like, he likes being in the spotlight too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But
as Jeremy points out, he likes being in the spotlight, but he also wins.
He does. This is true.
Not with Jimmy on the roster, and that's probably what added to the frustration.
Well, see, okay, that's your American thinking, B. There are levels to winning. He's been to the finals how many times? Okay,
yeah, no,
he's won the East before. Okay, there's levels of winning.
Here's the thing: it doesn't apply as much in it doesn't really apply as much in pro sports here because you don't have, I mean, except for baseball, you don't have the insane gap in resources for all the teams in the same league. Everybody in the NBA has the same money to work with. You're just bad at what you do. You know, if you're not winning, when we talk about Formula One, when you talk about the Premier League, like, you literally cannot compete with the top teams there because you just don't have the money to do it.
Yeah, if he made it to the finals, I'm not going to call that a failure.
No, I'm not calling him a failure. I'm saying that there are, like you said, there are levels, right? There are levels to finals teams as well, and they are one of the lowest level final teams there's ever been.
Yeah,
it's like, I hate to say this too because I love Giannis. Giannis is my guy, but you beat a Phoenix Suns team who basically got the fast pass into the NBA Finals because every single team they played was crippled by injury. They didn't have any business being there, and you beat a team who didn't have any business being there. So, like, you're not the same level of champion as some of these other teams who won, right? And Jimmy, like, he's just not that guy.
He's not. I agree. What's up, DJ Malone says, do you think Ravens will run 12 personnel because Lamar has Derrick Henry? Coach, are the Ravens going to run 12 personnel? That's a great question for Coach. Coach is in the chat, and he probably has a video on this very thing. I don't know. Ask Coach.
They had a real difficult time figuring out how to use two tight ends. So I don't know that they're gonna get that fixed.
Yeah, that's true.
So
and he brought in somebody that runs that, but I don't know.
Because I always get that mixed up. I think it's 1, 2, and running back tight end. But I always get the 12s and 21s and whatnot mixed up.
Love the Muppet photo. Yeah, Coach can't answer that. I don't know what they're gonna run, man.
Yeah, I don't know. They should be able to do it. You've got Andrews and Likely. They're both talented. Don Munkin has experience doing it, but they just weren't able to get both of them going.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And like I said, I don't expect a huge difference. I don't expect Derrick Henry to make a big difference in that offense. I don't think he's going to be the Derrick Henry of old.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel that way too. Just Al says, let's get this straight now. Ravens will never use two tight ends. They always say they will, but they never do. Yeah, they're not. There's a certain way that DJ Mo says if the Titans can catch, it's Gucci.
They could catch last year, and it did not happen.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you guys think in the chat? How many people we got in here? We got 35 people in here. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Derrick Henry still has some juice left? You think he can be Derrick Henry from last year? Right? I think he led the league, or he's second in the league in yards.
He was second in the league in yards, but it was a little misleading. He was at like 4.1, 4.2 yards per carry, and there were several guys right behind him who had missed multiple games, or just didn't get the ball nearly as much as he did, which is how he ended up at number 2. But still a fine season.
I would even take that. I don't think he's going to do that.
No, I don't think so. Especially if a couple of certain somebodies in Baltimore can't block the way that everybody's hoping they can.
Jeremy thinks that he has 2 or 3 good years left.
Wow,
I would love that.
That is bold.
Just Allo thinks 1,200 yards in Lamar's offense. Okay. Pay the Bill says he won't get the same usage. The running back committee.
He had better get the same usage. He was only getting 16 carries a game.
Yeah. DJ Malone says use him in downs with 5 or less yards to go. You better use him more than that. I'm not saying he's going to completely fall off the cliff. I just don't think he's going to be what he was last year. And this is our big signing.
Yeah.
And we need him to do more. I just don't know if he can do more. I don't like what we've done this offseason.
It's certainly possible, right? Because I mean, Derrick Henry's been different his whole career, but like I said, he crossed both of the red lines for running backs last year. So history would say he falls off a cliff this season.
It says we just need him to be good one more year. I think he can do it. Okay. Just how it says 200 yards is not unreasonable over 17 games. Yeah, I hear you, but when's the last time we did it?
You say that, Just Allo, but only one person hit that last season.
Yeah. What's up, Ricky? Says it's the Ravens. They'll get to the playoffs, and they won't use them like last year in the playoffs. I strongly believe that.
I think there's a good shot at that as well because he's not. I think again, he's not going to be the Derrick Henry of old. So you're going to get there, and John's going to be like, "Run him for what?"
Right. This is why I didn't like the signing. This is why I said get a young guy, get DeAndre Swift, get Saquon Barkley, somebody like that, because there's no excuse not to use them.
The only hope is that Keaton Mitchell comes back and looks great, and he's healthy in the playoffs, and you're like, "Hey, you got to use Keaton."
Yeah. All right, we got trivia, B. We owe 2 trivias, right?
Oh well, see, you shouldn't have said that because I forgot that, and I only said a 1 trivia. So
all right,
thank you for that.
Trivia time, and we getting out of here. All right.
So this one's going to be real quick, and it's inspired by current events.
All right.
Actually, let me see if I can get the thing set up here. Bear with me for just a second.
And this is for points. All right. This is for points. If you guys don't know what the points are for, we give away prizes at the end of every month.
Yeah.
All right.
So the trivia question for today is, as of May 8th, 2024, what is the number 1 streaming song on Apple Music in Toronto?
I know this one. I know this one. Let's see if you guys have been paying attention to what's been going on. All right. This is for points. Do this quickly. I mean, you can Google this one or just look on Twitter. God, this is. All right. I see a couple of answers. Keep putting your answers in there. We need 3 answers. The first 3 to get it right, get the points. All right.
Pay the Bill says Family Matters in a huge swing and a miss.
Yeah, that's a huge swing on the miss. But I understand the logic. It's like, what?
What's up, Don C? How you doing?
What's up, Don C? What's going on? All right, I think we got 3 answers.
We got 1, we got 2, and we have 3. The correct answer is, as DDSQ says, "Not Like Us" by Kendrick Lamar in Drake's homeland.
Yo.
And I meant to let me go ahead and there it is. So yeah, just a terrible week for one Aubrey Graham, and it does not appear, even though Kendrick hasn't come out with another track in the last couple of days, it doesn't appear to be getting better.
All right, okay. So this is leading into the overtime show. All right, we're going to be discussing this coming up next. Okay, we're going to be discussing the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, and we're going to be giving some more information like this because there's more to discuss when it comes to that. And we would love to have you guys come through and tell us your thoughts on it. Right, give us your thoughts on everything and whatever else you want to discuss. It's something that we didn't discuss on the show, bring it up on the overtime show, and we'll talk about it for a little bit. We're just hanging out. Okay. But you can find that on our patreon.com/LBHT Show. All right. Patreon.com/LBHT Show. It is also linked in the description. All you need is $5. That's all you need. Okay. $5 a month. That's easy. You got it. Okay. When you go to the grocery store and you're standing in line and you want to grab that Snickers bar that costs like $4, right? Don't do that. Say, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna get an extra $1. I'm gonna sign up for the Patreon. Okay. And you can join the Discord as well.
Just Al.
This Al says, I copied and pasted what DDSQ said and hoped he was right.
Well, congratulations. You came in third.
Congrats. that's using your brain right there. Yeah,
no, I know that you were first. I just clicked on the first one that was, or the one that was closest to me. But whatever, I'll keep the points.
You'll get your points. You'll get your points.
No, listen. You get your points. You don't want the points. You get the points. I'm gonna redistribute them.
He gonna get his points. Wait, he said he doesn't want his points?
Yeah. He said keep the points, so I'm gonna redistribute them.
Oh, all right then. All right, that's the show.
I might just redistribute them to DDSQ. He got two. Well, not two though. Well, yeah, we'll give him $17.50 for that one.
Oh, I was gonna say give just Al some too for the.
Just Al's a cheater.
He's not a cheater. he's quick with it. Okay.
Just hit copy and paste. You could have gone to Google, just Al.
All right, look, I see a lot of opinions in here on Drake and Kendrick. We are going over to the Overtime Show ASAP to discuss this. All right, that's it, man. Look, thank you guys for coming through. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button here. Hit the subscribe button over at Ring Kings Podcast. All right. If you're not into boxing, we will get you into boxing. Don't worry about it. All right. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button on the Roll Pod. Hit the subscribe button. Just how it says, you won't live long being a dummy. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Hit the subscribe button on Sip to Tally Films. He's very close to 10,000 subscribers. As a huge milestone. We need to get him there ASAP. So do that. If you're listening to this on the audio podcast, hit that 5-star review. All right. And share this with your friends. All right. So that is it. Thank you, Don C. It says great stream. Also, go over to LBHTShow.com. LBHTShow.com. Sign up for our newsletter. All right. And then let us know that you signed up so we can give you 1,000 points. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. B, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great night. We will see you next time. Peace.